Welcome back to From the Bench, everybody. As always, it's Eric, and today we're getting into part 2 of our PSA grading submission reveal video. Once again, if you guys haven't watched part 1, I do know all the grades for these. I usually don't, but this one I actually did beforehand, which kind of helps because it's going to help with the end of this video where I kind of go over cost of the cards, the grading, all this other stuff. So we'll get into that. Also, one other thing, when you see the numbers I'm going to put up below, and they're going to say cost plus grade, plus grading, that means the cost of either what I paid for the card or what the current comp is on the card if I pulled it for some reason, plus the cost of grading, which was $24 Canadian. This was the $15 special American, but by the time you do conversion rate, our conversion rate stinks right now, plus the shipping down there, plus the shipping back up to us, everything else it ended up being a little under $24 a card. So yeah, we'll get right into it. This is gonna be football. A lot of it's PC stuff, and then you get one lacrosse card. Yes, they make lacrosse cards, and then some hockey cards to finish it off. So hope you guys enjoy it. If you don't like it, hit that subscribe. Starting off, seeing double here, not quite. That one's the purple out of 50 in the background. This is just the purple shock. I wanted to add to my optic rainbow. I have the purple, the orange out of 199, the green velocity, the blue hyper, the hollow, the pink, and the bronze. So I'm just adding more to it. This was one of the ones I thought about that for. I picked this up. It ended up being in worse shape than I thought when I sent it out, but I already had it. I thought, well, maybe it'll come back in 8 or come back in 9. Got the edge there. But I already spoiled it. It came back in 8. So probably one that I look at over time. Right now I'll just go on the PC. I don't really, to me it doesn't really matter. It's more just collecting all the cards, all the different parallels of that set over time. Some of them I'm not going to because Justin Herbert's very expensive, especially when you get into lower numbers. That one I actually got for a really good deal. It's like the deal of the century for me. But yeah, next up, this is a card I picked up for $100, plus $24 to grade it. $124. Picked this up raw at one of the shows. A guy asked what I was buying. I said, sure. This is the case hit Razzle Dazzle for Kenny Pickett. I was actually hoping to get this card back before the start of the season because I didn't like that he was playing the 49ers week 1, and man, oh man, was I ever right. So he had a rough go, but the case hit was really clean. And I was fortunate enough to get a 10 out of it. So this is a big multiplier on that. That's like a, average it out the last couple sales, it's like a $400 card. So pretty exciting one right there. Next up, we're getting into some more PC stuff. Maybe potentially the future quarterback of the New York Jets. They've actually apparently talked about bringing in my boy Phil Rivers. He's a professional, right? Knows what he's doing, can sling the ball around. His last season, people talk about it with Indianapolis. Indianapolis was super young, and like they had a pretty good season. They went like toe-to-toe with Josh Allen and them in the playoffs. Everything else. Anyways, my boy Phil. I already have one of these, and I think it's out of 50 that I have already in a slab. This one's number 59 out of 100. This is Reflections Upper Deck. So you see some of them if you guys watch all my hockey content. You see reflections that are now in extended and stuff like that. This was, reflections back in the day. And this came back a 9. So older set, 2004. Bought it raw a while ago, I'm pretty sure. But was able to, still get a 9 out of it. So next PC card. I love this card. Like, I love the design of it. I love everything about this card. This is Ultimate Collections, was kind of fitting because Ultimate Collection just came out for hockey, the new release 2 days ago. This is 11 out of 150. I had 2 of these, but the other one I have has a little like surface issue down at the bottom left corner or bottom left area right around here. This was the cleaner of the 2. I actually like the auto more than the other one because it doesn't go into the 17 in the QB, and it's got a little more bolder. But I thought this one was the cleaner of the 2 copies when it comes to grades. And I was right, because this came back at PSA 10. So this is a big jump. If I was to buy this card, in a PSA 10 already, it's a big jump and a big premium compared to what this one is. So pretty happy with that one overall. PSA 10 of that guy. It's, like I said, and I love that design. Everything about that design, it looks so good. Next up, Fleer Hot Prospects on card auto right there. And this is numbered 30 out of 50. Came back in 9. So it's a 2004 card. This is also like a thick card too. So this you can kind of see right there. This and that Ultimate Collections, they're thicker cards. Even for that to get a 10, that's pretty impressive. If I could have doubled it up, that would have been even better. But still, low numbered, out of 50, Phillip Rivers, I'll take that all day long. Next up, another one. So these actually come sealed. From Topps, it's this Topps Signature Edition rookie card. They kind of come in this like one-touch thing that snaps together. From Topps, this is numbered out of 261 out of 299. I thought maybe with it being a sealed card, everything else, we'd be able to pull a 10 out of it, but was not able to. Pulled another 9. So PC stuff went 1 for 5 so far, with 3 9s and an 8. Yikes. Next up, I told you there's gonna be a lacrosse card. This is an older one. I've graded some of the newer top sets that they make for the PLL, which is the league that this guy right here started. That's the jersey right behind me, the Atlas. Actually, that jersey has his autograph on it. But Paul Rabel, all-time leading scorer for professional lacrosse, Mr. Paul Rabel. Played a lot of field lacrosse, played a little bit of box lacrosse. That's what I played when I was younger. Now I help coach it and I sit on boards and everything else, but I love the sport. You guys watched his videos before. Big fan of lacrosse as a whole. Big fan of everything he's done for the sport to help it grow and everything else. It's just like a little bit of a weirder cut. If you can kind of see, like, it almost looks like it's not quite centered. I think they agreed because they gave me a 9. So it's a card I bought a long time ago, quite a while ago, and it's just been sitting around raw. I said, you know what? Take the chance. It's the same thing. It's kind of sitting in the PC, but I thought I may as well throw it in a slab. So next up, after I did my PSA preview video, I did another video right after of me opening a box of 91-92 Premier that my grandmother had found in her basement, sealed, everything else. So I opened that box. It was a fun little rip. It was, you're going through all the old guys and all the legends that I kind of grew up with and everything else. I'm a late 80s baby in 88. So most of these guys, if they're younger, rookies, everything else, it was kind of guys that I grew up with. So Nicholas Lidstrom rookie card is what this is. And came back at 9. I don't know where, I got to look these over. I don't know, like, compared to like Young Guns nowadays, like this thing is like clean. Like, I don't know. Like, this is way cleaner than anything. Maybe that bottom corner, maybe? Did I miss that? Is that just slab? I don't know. I feel like if it was bent, it would be more of a knock. Anyways. 9 out of the Nick Lidstrom. So, next up, I think most people know who this guy is. Actually, lacrosse player back in the day. Talks about lacrosse on TNT, everything else, and actually owns a portion of the Las Vegas Desert Dogs NLL box lacrosse team. So he actually owns part of that. So number 999, the great one. Look at those stats. 1991, just had 78 games played, 41 goals, 122 assists for 163 points. ridiculous. You know, and everyone always says, you know, the thing about Gretzky, well, you know, he had all these guys protecting him, and Gretzky, once again, I was a kid for Gretzky, like a kid, especially in his glory years, right? Like I wasn't even born yet for a lot of that stuff. But it's these numbers, right? 2,142 points in 1991. You know, and it's always a big thing. I always kind of say, well, you know, they protected him and nobody could touch him. But lots of other teams could have brought out goons that did all the exact same stuff. Like, if it was close, if it was like in the realm that somebody was close to him in points and stuff, I could give you that. But you take away the man's goals, which, by the way, he's the league leader all time in goals that Ovi will eventually pass. If you take away those and just do his assists, he still has more points than everybody else that's ever played the game of hockey. That's ridiculous. You can't doubt it. So 99, got a 9. All that being said, I talked him up and then we gave him a 9. Same thing. I don't know. I thought these were pretty clean sets, but like these are the cleanest ones out of all of them. So yeah, there's a lot of them that are super off center. Everything else, I thought we might have a chance with some of these. Stevie Y, not a Red Wings fan. I'm an Avalanche fan, as you can kind of see by the McKinnon behind me. So this one kind of hurts me a little bit to have a Stevie Y in here, along with the Lidstrom and along with the next card. But thought maybe we'd be able to pull, you know, a 10. Nope. Got a 9 for 19. So another one. Weren't able to pull that 10 off of. And then last but not least, and don't leave, I have, once again, numbers to go over all this and the grading submission and stuff. But Sergei Fedorov, another Red Wing. Came back at 9. So once again, these are pretty well centered. Someone's looking for a card, right? Like these are centered well. Everything else, good eye appeal. So I'm sure there'll be Detroit Red Wings collectors around at the next couple shows. The lower end slabs I don't like listing on eBay just because they're more of a pain to ship, to be honest, just having a slab compared to a regular card. So a lot of those, my cheaper slabs, I just try to sell locally. So now to go over some numbers. So I went through everything. That's nice about having these grades and stuff back ahead of time. I guess next time I could probably just do this as a blind reveal and then just have a separate video for this. But in total, once again, this is either what I paid for the cards, which the prices could have gone up or down since I bought these cards, or if I just pulled them. Like these I valued at like $1 a piece, which is probably what they'd go for if I was to sell them raw, if you could sell them. But if I pulled it, I valued it at that. So I think I pulled a Tim Stützle out of this, so I valued it at what the current comps are for Tim Stützle. So if I add up all 37 cards that I had, the total of dollars into what I sent out for cards was $1,837 worth of cards. It's when I say things like that that I really give my head a shake that we send out this much money. That's not even big compared to a lot of people. Grading fee. So this is essentially, if I just say it's $24 a card, all the way down, that's $888. It's actually a little bit less because they're like $23.50 a card. But you get the idea. I just went 24. It's easier for math and stuff. No decimal points. $24 is $888. That is $2,725. That's a lot of money between grading and what these cards are worth. Once again, some of these cards are PC, and some of them I'm just going to flip and sell and everything else like that. Kenny Pickett, I want to sell that whenever because I'm not a Kenny Pickett fan. I'm not a Steelers fan. So if I can get rid of that, happier I'll be. But the total, if I go off of current comps and everything else, the value of all the cards that I graded is $4,140. That is $1,415 in profit. off 37 cards. Once again, it's a 2-month wait. And obviously some grading submissions can go better, some can go worse. This doesn't look good right now because I have 2 10s. But if you watched part 1 of this video, when I'm not doing PC stuff and, this stuff is more like, I thought this would be fun if something I pulled out of a box that my grandmother gave me from her basement that's been sitting down there forever sealed. If I could gem one of those cards, I thought it'd be a really cool just memory and stuff to have. So that's why I graded some of those. Probably wouldn't. Some of the PC stuff, typically wouldn't grade that, but I did. So overall, like I said, usually my PSA 10 stacks are quite a bit higher than my PSA 9s most times. So if you can really look over your cards and really know what you're looking for, now sometimes a PSA person might not feel the same, but you can make a good chunk of money off this. This was pretty much a 2-month turnaround. I think it got to them on July 5th is when this got to them. And then we got it the start of this week. So like the 11th is when we got it in hand. So you're a little over 2 months once they checked it in to when we got it back, right? So that was also, I feel like that was a week longer than it was supposed to be because the last week was when they were kind of changing a bunch of their systems and stuff like that. So I feel like we kind of got extended a little bit longer, but still for 2 months, sent this out. You only pay for the grading and stuff. So there's no actual cost other than the not having the profit of selling these cards raw. You're not out the grading money and just having that grading money sitting there for so long. So once again, you can make, like I said, I stand to make, even if I take out my PC stuff, I think I figured it out, I still end up making like $800 and some dollars if I take away my 7 or 8 PC cards. I think it's 8 PC cards, which I did pretty well on some of them. Like this Phillip Rivers, you guys would have saw, that's a big, flipper, right? That's a card that I bought for, what did I buy that for? 205. So I was into it for 229, 570. So, I'm making $340 in value on that card from grading it myself. And that's kind of one of those things I took from like a content creator called Carlson Cards. And I kind of used to do it anyways for my own stuff, but I can grade some stuff and throw in a couple PC cards. And if I do well enough, they're just paid for with that submission, right? 37 cards. I usually don't send this many PC cards. Usually it's like 3, 4, whatever. This time, obviously I went a little overboard. But at the end of the day, it's all about where you can get the value. And I think I'll probably end up doing another video for grading. I've talked about it for a while. But to me, I know a lot of these guys are doing different deals and everything else. To me, it's still PSA is king. Do I like that? No, but guess what? They graded 1.25 million cards last month. And the next closest was like 150,000 or 200,000. So they are 5-6x the next closest person. I think it might even be more than that. You can go check out GemRate and they have the numbers and stuff. So it's just the best value that you can get for the value of cards. And even people talk about, well, it's a PC card, never try to sell it. Well, say this came back a 9, and all of a sudden I'm like, okay, well, I was hoping for a 10, didn't get a 10. And then I find another one. I grade that one. I get that one back at 10. I'm like, ah, sweet. Well, now I got to sell this 9. And all of a sudden I'm like, oh, I want to sell this 9. Or you can use any of these other ones, right? Say I came back a 9. I'm like, I really want a 10 of this card. So I find a 10, I buy a 10, or I find another one, I grade it myself, or whatever it is. Well, my most value to sell this one, so I could upgrade into a better grade version of this, is going to come from PSA. To me, that's the big thing about it. Even a PC card, I know people talk about tag. I grade a bunch of cards with HGA. I can show you all the tags from HGA slabs that I cracked. It's just the value right now is in PSA. And you can speculate the tag or somebody else might have it in the future. But they're not even in the top 5 right now. Like, they're not even close. You got Rare, you got Arena Club, you got HGA, you got KSA and Mint in Canada, who people like them for some reason. You get all these different companies that are trying to do it. And like Tag does some cool stuff, but the value is just not there. And does it ever get there? Maybe they fizzle out in 2 years, and now you have a slab company that nobody cares about in 2 years, or in 6 months, or in a year, or who knows what. Like, you just don't know, right? That's why I kind of agree with PSA, and probably the only place I'll grade with, just because of the value of everything. So hopefully you guys enjoy this. Like I said, trying to make a couple different videos here. Like I said, the grading stuff is something I really enjoy. It's just another part of that buying and flipping and knowing what to look for and everything else. Just makes it fun in all this. And like I said, if you guys haven't gone yet, you can go look at my part 1 of this. Like I said, a lot of all hockey in the first one. It's Young Guns and Future Watch autos and Young Guns canvases and a couple other things, platinum card and some inserts and stuff like that. It's something I really enjoy. I'll have another one of these coming back in, when to get there. I got there at the start of, into last month, middle of August, 18th of August, something like that. So it should be getting here back in like end of October. So I'll have another PSA reveal video for that. And then I opened up a lot of cards on this channel. I opened up a box of Ultimate, opened up a bunch of Stature. I got a retail box of Series 1 from last year. I boxed Series 1 retail to open up. And then I have 2 card shows I'm attending. I'm attending one next weekend, the Moncton one. I'll put the link down for that below. And at the end of the month, the Halifax card show. So I'll put the link down below for that also. So if you guys haven't yet, like I said, hit that like, hit the subscribe, follow me on Instagram. And for Eric from the bench, talk to you guys later. Bye, guys.